in, come on. Right then, on the red carpet. Oh, it's so special in Monaco. The sun is shining. Are you excited, by the way, guys?
Okay.
The atmosphere is building. And if you see in the background where the players are going to come in, there's 3 massive trophies. They're giant. And I think there'll be a lot of selfies going on later. And so many people are just buzzing. You're excited, aren't you? Yeah?
Yeah.
I'll work on them. Back to you guys.
Right, well, we're here for the draw, so let's take a look at the pots.
Yeah, all important pots.
Oh, pot 1 is very spicy.
You know what, I'm jealous of her. It's very atmospheric over there. Everyone's clearly excited for this to begin. But
yeah,
I'll tell
Lucy's just having fun, chatting to everyone, getting them to do silly things.
One of my standouts was, I don't know if you noticed, how good was Henrik Larsson's suit?
Oh, yeah.
I know we're in Monaco.
I know.
But he really pulled that one out. A well-dressed man. Good on the pitch, good off it.
He looked chic. Everyone looks chic, I have to say. Monaco is the place to be. Oh, you can see it just behind us. The 2 hosts of tonight's draw are doing their piece to camera, and we've got more people coming through. This red carpet is spicy.
This is the place to be. I don't know how comfy you are at home, but I'm telling you, this is where you want to be.
Oh, it's exciting. Right, let's take a look at the pots. Have we got pot 1? Because it's spicy.
It's a hot one.
Oh, yeah.
Big,
Manchester
big
City's in it. Sevilla's in it.
Last year's winners, Manchester City, lifting the Champions League. They're there. And, of course, FC Barcelona, winners of La Liga. They're back performing well. Pot 1 is where you want to be.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Let's take a look at pot 2.
And pot number 2, now there are some huge clubs in pot 2. Manchester United, we could see a Manchester United-Man City derby, pot 1, pot 2, and of course the most successful European team, Real Madrid, are in pot number 2. So
they are indeed. They are indeed. I mean, I'm excited for Atletico de Madrid. I know that's a little bit rogue and not everyone is feeling that, but I am. And Arsenal, let's see what Arsenal are producing.
Arsenal back in the Champions League. Champions League nights in North London. They're going to be hoping for... all the teams in pot 1 are going to be tough games for anyone in pot 2. But do you know what? Who I'm excited to see?
Who?
Borussia Dortmund.
Of course you are. Of course you are.
They've got just an away day to die for. The fans are some of the best supporters in the world, and they definitely turn it on in the Champions League nights. But that's enough of pot 2.
Yeah, enough of pot 2. Let's move on to pot 3. Pot 3. Okay, we've got Braga, Eindhoven, Lazio, Crvena Zvezda, Copenhagen, Salzburg, Shakhtar Donetsk.
AC Milan. Do you dream of Champions League nights at the San Siro with AC Milan? I'm really looking forward to seeing them in this year's Champions League. But again, a group and a pot that has got some really big clubs with good history in European football.
Yeah, Lazio again, all the history there. I tell you what, I'm just buzzing. I'm buzzing for this season. It's so exciting. Let's take a look at pot 4. What have we got in pot 4? Where are you, pot 4? Come to me.
Caroline, it's arguably the pot I'm most excited for. I'm not even a Newcastle fan.
I know.
But to have them back in the Champions League is amazing for the northeast of England. And St James's Park is going to be rocking.
Oh, it's so exciting. Those fans, I'm not a Newcastle fan, but those fans, much like your team, they put on a good show.
I haven't seen your club in any of these pots either, Caroline.
All right, let's calm down, calm down.
We're both empty. Our clubs don't make it at all.
Oh, I love it. Well, guys, you can't see, but the fans have started to line the red carpet. We get a roar every time a VIP comes past. People, it's the glitterati of the football world. And Lucy Jones went behind the scenes earlier this week. Check this out.
I've managed to get behind the scenes at the Grimaldi Forum in Monaco ahead of tonight's big draw. Now, the rehearsals are taking place, and I'm going to show you things you don't usually see.
Napoli's Kvaratskhelia
Now behind me, Reshmin and Pedro are rehearsing. It takes hours to make it look as spectacular as it's going to tonight. And if you take a little peek closer behind them, you'll see those famous bowls and the balls in them they're going to put their fingers into later. From the posh red chairs to the side of stage where you don't often get to see this view, this is where the magic really does happen. And I'll tell you one thing, it's really hot. Champions League theme tune, rendition between the two of you at all?
I only know the chorus.
I don't know the words. Let's go for it. 3, 2, 1. Do you actually know the words?
Well, to the chorus, I think so.
So after the ceremony, all the winners are going to be coming backstage and standing in front of these boards where they'll stand here with their trophy, and hopefully we might see a little bit of emotion. And this is where the world's media are going to gather to chat to the biggest stars. Right, I can't show you any more, but make sure you tune in later to enjoy the awards and the big draw. It's going to be a cracker. Oh my God.
Meilleures équipes, the champions.
Mic drop.
Thank you, Lucy. No, that was nearly worth a mic drop. I think we can do better. What do you reckon?
Yeah, we can.
Here come the champions. We need to get Reshmin when she comes past, because I tell you what, that effort we just did, I think it was better than theirs. But
she's actually got a beautiful
amazing voice. I know. I don't think she showed it off to her full potential there.
No, she's
but
a dark horse.
I did like it. But tonight is not just about the draw. We're also going to find out the winners of the men's and women's Champions League Player of the Year. But let's start with the men's. We've got Kevin De Bruyne.
I mean, so much to say about Kevin. I tell you what, in the final, when he went off injured, I thought City were out.
City have struggled to get there for so long, fell at the final hurdle. I thought they've just lost their star man.
Yeah.
But they only went and lifted the trophy. But he's been one of the most creative players in recent years for football. 7 assists in the Champions League last year.
He is undoubtedly like the creme de la creme. And what was interesting was Erling's face when he went off injured.
Yeah.
He was worried. And when Erling's worried, we should all be worried. But they didn't need to be, because they still managed to do it.
Talking about Erling Haaland,
Yep.
he is also on the list. And it's hard to really say anything else about this man's year this year. He's like the biggest bagsman in world football. Just scores from impossible angles, left foot, right foot, header, over the head kick. Erling Haaland, an incredible season.
4 trophies, including the Super Cup, and he's only just turned 23 in the summer. He is living the dream.
Living the dream with exceptional Norwegian hair too.
I mean,
it's great. I love it. When he gets out the pony top knot, you know that the Premier League is in big trouble. Over
I think
35.
Liam sounds a bit jealous. Are you jealous of his top knot?
If I could grow one like Erling, I would. But I can't.
Okay.
He's also 6 foot something,
I mean,
which I can only look at.
Yeah,
But
we'll both be like this.
I think the thing I'm probably more jealous of, over 30 goals in the Champions League already at 23 years of age.
We could talk about him for the whole show. He's incredible. But I've got to move on to the next one, because our next nominee is the one and only Messi the GOAT.
He is
Messi
the
the
GOAT.
GOAT.
It's hard to argue with him. His numbers are unbelievable. Even for PSG last year. 7 games, 4 goals, 4 assists.
Yeah, he was underrated. I mean, he did really well when you look at the numbers, but it was just the way he started, and I think people don't forget that sometimes. But we need to forget it, because he is the GOAT. He's living his best life in Miami, and I'm really happy for him.
I've loved it. He looks like he's enjoying his football again.
Yeah.
And after the World Cup, I don't know about you, one of the best World Cup finals. And I think
was there.
Kaz.
Live.
She's not actually mentioned to me that the whole time we've been here. And if I had, it would have been one of the first things I'd said. Excuse me, hello, I was at the World Cup final, the World Cup final, the Messi final.
I was pinching myself the whole time going, have I just witnessed this?
Yeah.
It was incredible. And even though, can I just say, I'm Brazilian, but I was very happy for him.
Yeah, I mean, for him to top off his career, the one thing he was missing most in the world, that World Cup, to see him lift the trophy, I think most of football was supporting Lionel Messi in that game.
Yeah, I don't know how many Brazilians were, but I was, because you've just got to put respect on that name. Lionel Messi, the one. But guys, without further ado, guess who we're going to go back to? It's the third party to our lovely trio. It's Lucy Jones with the fans. Lucy, what are the fans saying?
Thank you, guys. Can you work on that singing, by the way? Definitely need some practice. I have got someone here, though, that is prepared to sing the Champions League theme tune for me. You promised me, lads. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
The champions. Whatever. I don't know how to sing it. The champions.
It's good. Very, very good. Bear me a bit more oomph. Back to this lot, then. What does the Champions League mean to you, chaps?
That's the best. The best competition of Europe. Yes.
The best. Visca Barça.
No, puta Catalunya.
Later, boys, later. And how special is it to be in Monaco at this amazing venue? There are some big players coming back down, by the way. Are you excited about seeing some?
Yes.
Any favourites?
Huh?
Any favourite players?
Camavinga. Eduardo Camavinga. En Arabie Saoudite, frère.
As you can tell, it's wild out here and the sun is shining. It's absolutely beautiful. But I want some more singing. Who's going to sing the Champions League theme tune for me? 3, 2, 1. I think this lot needs to gargle some salt and practice, don't you? Back to you guys.
So if you could hear the roar there, it's because our special guest is not too far away. Yeah. One of the best players to play football. It's Jürgen Klinsmann. He should be on his way down the carpet any minute now. A man who got to the semi-final of the Champions League. And Kaz, we told them we weren't going to disappoint them.
I know, we told you we weren't going to disappoint you. I hope you didn't doubt, because we are here and we are getting... He is walking behind us. I am excited. He's not far away. Guys.
And Jürgen Klinsmann, the current manager of South Korea, and he has just arrived. Jürgen, we've been waiting for you. How are you?
We've been waiting for you. Please come straight in.
We are.
5,000 people here.
This is a legends only.
Got a special spot here. Huh?
You do have a special spot. We're speaking to only the creme de la creme of football, and you are one of them. We are honoured you're here. How excited are you for the draw?
I mean, a Champions League draw is always something exciting, because these teams, and those are the best teams in the world. You know, they wait, who they're going to play in the group stage, and then they make up their minds who they're probably going to meet in the round of 16 and going forward. But the Champions League is just, it's where the creme de la creme is, and it sets the tone in world football, because all the national team coaches, including me, now I'm coaching South Korea at the moment, we are watching Champions League games and want to see trends. We want to see, the Pep Guardiolas of the world, the Carlos Ancelottis of the world, and so on. So what are their new strategies? What is, how are they handling the pressure? How are they handling their normal league and the Champions League at the same time? So to have that draw is a special moment for them. It kicks really off the season, and yeah, for me it's pretty cool to watch all that from the background.
And you mentioned that it's different countries going against the best clubs from other countries. Now you're in a management seat looking at it from a tactical point. How have you found that transition from playing in the Champions League on the biggest stage to now watching it, trying to nick a few tips off some of the best managers in the world?
Yeah, because it's a learning curve. As a player, you listen to great coaches. I had, for example, Arsene Wenger, we played Champions League with AS Monaco here a long time ago. And then later on, when you transition into the phase of becoming a manager yourself, you just keep learning, and you keep watching. And every time you watch then, especially the knockout phases of a Champions League, this is where you learn a lot, because you see, how they implement certain strategies, how they put together the puzzle of their players. The players nowadays, they are superstars. They're huge. So how do you deal with them? How do you deal with, especially with the players you have on the bench and have big names in our national team players, and how do you keep them quiet and all these things? And that's why we love to watch the Champions League, and we love to kind of read about, how the coaches and the managers handle their amazing rosters that they have.
I've got to ask you about Harry Kane. We both live in England. He's moved to Bayern Munich. How do you think he'll fare?
Are you a Spurs fan?
I'm not, actually.
I'm not. The heartbreak has remained. I'm not a Spurs fan.
I don't know if the interview is over now, but but listen, I'm doing here and there television work in the United States still, in between my job and having Harry moving over to Bayern Munich is a huge deal. It's really a huge deal. Not only gives a huge kind of a value to the Bundesliga in this moment. The club is one of the best in the world and has always been one of the best in the world. But also he steps out of his comfort zone. And that was, I wished for him that he would do that move, because not only because we had always the talk about winning titles and winning trophies, he needs that, you know, that's, and then the other said, you know, he has to beat, you know, Alan Shearer's record and all that stuff. But I said, that's not the point. The point is he's going to live a completely new lifestyle. He's introducing his family to the German culture, which is a different culture, is a different way of doing things. He hopefully picks up a little bit of German over the time, and he will. But this experience, nobody can take away anymore from him. If you look down the road in 5 or in 10 years, and at one point he will stop his career, he will look back and says, thanks God I've done that step. And I'm sure he's doing well on the field. He's doing already. He's got already 3 goals in 2 games. He will do his job on the field. Hopefully he's going to get a chance to win this Champions League. I really wish it for him, but also for Bayern Munich, obviously. But I'm really happy that he did it.
And you've got your own South Korean player interest watching the Champions League this year. Will you be keeping a special eye out?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, now I have 2 reasons to go to Munich. You know, I see Harry and I see Kim Min-jae, which is one of the best defenders in the world. And he showed that he was voted for best defender in Serie A last season. So he's really, really gifted. So even more reason to watch the Champions League.
And my final question, Inter Milan, Bayern Munich, both in the draw. How do you think they'll fare this season?
I think both rosters are extremely strong, because both now, over the years, they only strategically added a piece or 2 or 3 maximum, so there was not kind of an overhaul of a roster. You know, some teams, they often change too many players, then it changes the chemistry and it changes the flow of the game and all that. But they strategically only maybe added 2 or 3 pieces. So I think they have such a strong culture now built over the last years with their group of players, that they're both capable to win it.
Jürgen, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you. Go and enjoy the draw.
Get inside. The action's not too far away.
Get a drink, have fun. Thank you.
Well, look, the guests here are coming thick and fast. It's legend after legend coming down this carpet. And you know what? They're all coming via us.
They are.
I think we've got another one on the way, have we?
Yes, we do. Vitor Baia, please come in. Olá, tudo bem?
Tudo bem?
I can't join in that joke, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Vitor, how special is it to be here at the Champions League draw in Monaco with all of the fans?
It's amazing. Returning to Monaco, it's incredible to enjoy this amazing gala. And we are very happy to be once again in the draw of the Champions League, of course.
Now you can hear Luis Figo has just walked down the carpet. You can hear what the Champions League means to the fans. It really is the pinnacle of football.
Yes, Luis is one of the best Portuguese players ever. It was my teammate in Barcelona and in Portugal national team. And it's good to feel the people that they still loving us. It's amazing.
And I've got to ask you, winning the Champions League. I mean, not many people have done it. It's not bad. It's everyone's dream. Boy, girl, dog, man. Everyone wants to do it. You've done it. Talk me through those moments, if you can remember.
Incredible, because winning the Champions League with FC Porto, it's something really incredible. It's like winning 10 Champions League with Real Madrid and Barcelona. It's history. I think we are the only club that is not in the Big Five that won that incredible competition, the most important competition of the world. It's why we work as a player to reach that goal, and for me it's amazing to be a part of the restricted players that won the Champions League.
And special moments for Porto. They're in pot 2 tonight. Looking at this season, Man City are the holders, but how can Porto do going into another season of Champions League football?
We are very competitive, you know. We are very competitive, and we will wait for the draw, and we don't afraid of nobody, and we go fighting. It's all at the end. Yeah?
It's a big shout. There's some big clubs in the draw, but we're not afraid of anyone.
That's what you need to have. That's the attitude. I need to ask you as well, when you watch games now, Is there still that young player in you going, oh, I wish I was out there?
I don't understand.
Is there, quando você assiste o jogo agora, tem uma parte de você que fala, nossa, eu queria estar lá?
Only the big games, Champions League games, finals. It's okay. The other ones, okay. I'm in another part of my life. I'm now as a director. My focus is in that I can do it something really special also in this in the management, and that's why I'm focused in that.
And tonight we're also going to find out who has won the men's and women's player of the Champions League. The three on the men's side, Haaland, De Bruyne, Messi. It's going to be a tough one.
I think it will be between De Bruyne and Haaland because they won the Champions League, and okay, they have to start also his legged, you know, and maybe today.
And on the women's side, Aitana, Olga, and of course Sam Kerr. Two of them have won the World Cup. One of them won the Champions League and the World Cup. It's a tough one, isn't it?
It's tough. That one is very, very difficult. I will not say a name because it's that one. It will be, in the women's, it will be very, very difficult. I don't want to say nothing about that.
Well, how have you enjoyed being here in Monaco? You're looking forward to the draw. I bet you're dying to get a little drink. And your beautiful wife.
She's waiting for you.
I think we need to get you on camera with your beautiful dress. What's your wife's name?
Andrea.
And can we just get a look at how beautiful Andrea's dress is? And Andrea, você tá linda.
Thank you. You are very kindly. You are so beautiful also.
Guys, look at Andrea making my life so happy.
Yes.
We're having a moment.
I'm just going to go over here. See you later,
You can leave.
Kaz, yeah?
We're friends
All
now.
right, see you in a bit.
Guys, enjoy the draw. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much. Take care.
Oh, she's beautiful,
I thought,
isn't she?
You just replaced me there, Kaz.
Almost did. Almost did. If you'd have handed her the mic, she'd have taken it.
Well, look. We mentioned it there briefly, not just the men's awards, we've also got the women's player of the year and the nominees, again, you mentioned them there.
Yes.
A really strong list.
Well, Aitana, she won the Champions League and the World Cup. That's...
Does it get better than that?
I think she can retire happy.
Yeah.
And then our next lady, Olga, out in the group stages...
Yeah.
But she put in a fantastic performance and again won the World Cup.
Broke a few English hearts in the World Cup final. But
goal.
we forgive you for the unbelievable Champions League campaign to get yourself on this very special list.
And our third nominee, your friend.
This is the one and only Sammy Kerr. Now, Sam Kerr's the kind of player, any game, Chelsea, she's there, pops up with a goal. They might not even be playing that well, and you can always rely on Sam Kerr to chip in with a goal.
Yeah, she's an absolute game changer.
Yeah.
Literally, she's fantastic. She's doing so well for Chelsea this season, and I think this is just the start for her. And the Matildas, she did so well for the Matildas in the semi-final. They didn't win it, but she's had a fantastic season. So who knows? She could be up there.
And really transcended the sport of her country for our home World Cup.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't want to choose out of those three, but
No, let's not. We don't
I
have
think
to.
people are waiting to see a few more of their heroes. And Lucy is somewhere along the carpet with some of them.
Hello, I'm the other side of the carpet. Guys, I'm well gel. Jurgen Klinsmann, I love that guy. So I found some beautiful fans this side of the carpet. This little guy loves the Champions League. How much do you love the Champions League?
I love Champions League because my club is one of the great champions of this tournament, and I really look forward to tonight to see what teams are going to play against each other's, and I hope our team gets the best teams.
Yeah, and show me your signatures that you've collected, because this is pretty impressive. Who have you got here? Check this out. He's been busy, this guy.
So I got Baresi, Vidic, Ambrosini, and Simon Sabor.
Amazing. And you've been waiting for this moment, haven't you? 4 weeks to come here.
Yes, 4 weeks. I've been waiting for 4 weeks to come here.
Well, guess what? You're here.
Yes.
And what about you? How does why are you here? Why did you choose to come down and sit in the sunshine in beautiful Monaco? Can't think why.
Yes, we're on vacation and we heard about this and we really want to come here.
And you love football?
Yes, we do. We love Feyenoord.
Yeah.
And you've got boyfriend and girlfriend watching football together? That's cool.
She's actually for Ajax, the opposite side.
Yes.
And I'm for Feyenoord.
Awkward. Right, let's move along here. What do you love about the Champions League and Europa League? Talk to me.
I love to watch the Champions League because it's like the best team in Europe playing against each other. So it's not a football game. It's like a show. You know, it's a spectacle, as we say in French. So it's fantastic. Yeah.
And I really love your bucket hat. Right then, you two, back to you. Hopefully, some more banter is in order.
Thank you so much, Lucy. I'm sad I didn't bring a bucket hat or a T-shirt to get some signatures for some of the players.
I mean, yeah, maybe we could try and find one for you because the draw is almost taking place. It's going to be inside on the stage. Can we just do a little recap of the pots? I mean, I would love to see, I don't know if it's going to happen, but Bayern Munich, because of Harry Kane, take on Arsenal.
It would be incredible. He'd be back scoring goals in a North London derby. And I can already see the Instagram caption, North London. He'll have to say red for once. Will he do it or will he not? I don't know. But these pots could also throw up some huge games. We could have another Manchester derby. And Manchester is a city that on derby day is electric.
Yeah, I mean, well, you live there, so you know how exciting it is. I mean, it's a bit sad that your team aren't in it.
Yeah, I know. But
let's take a look at Italy. Because I think we've had a few seasons where they haven't quite been there. But last season, I think Italy are back. I can't wait to see how Inter do it.
No, I know. And Napoli in the Champions League, they had such a strong recent few years in the competition. It's going to be really good to see the best of Europe going together head to head.
I love it. Well, that's all we've got time for because the draw is about to take place on that stage. But we will be back a little bit later. See you soon.
Hello there, welcome to the Grimaldi Forum. I'm Reshmin, this is Pedro, and we are absolutely delighted to be back in Monaco for the UEFA Champions League group stage draw and award ceremony.
We are indeed. We're here on the red carpet where some of the biggest stars in European football have been greeted by their fans as they make their way into the arena.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, this is the hottest ticket in town.
Yep.
So many big faces from the world of football, but what everyone wants to really know is who is playing who in the group stages next season.
They do. They'll also want to find out who will be crowned the UEFA Women's and Men's Player of the Year.
Absolutely. So we will kick off our show in just a moment. Before we do, though, please welcome a couple of musicians who have composed something that is inspired by that world-famous UEFA Champions League anthem. Here they are, Bruce Liu and Asia Fatayeva. Oh, do I walk first? Yeah. Oh, I was first, yeah.
What a great original piece inspired by the UEFA Champions League anthem. And Reshman, this is an iconic tune. I mean, everybody knows it, everybody loves it, the fans, the players.
And all of us as well. I mean, it's like a dream for players to play in the competition. It's a dream for us to work in the competition. And you hear the song and you just get goosebumps, don't you?
Especially at the stadiums. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here at the Grimaldi Forum in Monaco. Great to see it packed for another massive occasion, which is the UEFA Champions League group stage draw and award ceremony.
It is indeed. We cannot wait to kick off a brand new season of UEFA Champions League football, the best club competition, bar none, on the planet. And we are delighted to be joined by representatives from the 32 clubs who have qualified for this year's group stage. There are some familiar faces, some returning faces, and also some UCL debutantes as well. So a huge welcome to all of you.
Definitely. Also a special welcome to all the football icons, past and present, we have here. And of course to all the millions of football fans watching at their screens around the world.
Absolutely. Well, last season's UEFA Champions League was another historic one. Manchester City won the title for the very first time, becoming the 23rd different club to lift this famous trophy since the competition began.
Definitely, and let's take a look back at that captivating campaign, which culminated in a dramatic final between the Citizens and the Nerazzurri at the Ataturk Olympic Stadium in Istanbul. Sensational sights and sounds. Yeah, worth a clap. What a season, what a final. I'm here in the audience, delighted to be joined by Manchester City's Director of Football, Sigue. So many emotions on the faces of the players, of the coaching staff, Take us back to that night. What did it mean for you after so many years of fighting for this trophy, and to the club?
It was just amazing, to see how the players, they enjoyed that day. The struggle, of course, it was difficult to get there. We have been for many years, but it looks like it's a project consolidation. No? We had those semi-finals, we had the final at Porto. We were getting there, but finally we got it, and we are so proud and so happy.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Means a lot to the club, no doubt about that, and good luck for today's UEFA Champions League group stage draw as well. Reshman, back to you.
Thank you very much, Pedro. Yeah, congratulations to Manchester City. You may remember City's hero from that game was Rodri, who, as well as being named player of the final, was also the UEFA player of the season as well. That was a decision from UEFA's technical panel, who also selected Napoli's Kvaratskhelia as the UCL's young player of the season. So huge congratulations to both players on their individual awards.
Definitely.
Hello,
I'm back.
Pedro's back with me, which means it's time to turn our attention to this season. And the dream of every single club in tonight's draw will be to emulate City's achievements and win the UEFA Champions League. But only 2 teams can be in the hat to do that. Only 2 teams can reach the final, which this year will be held in my hometown. I'm a Londoner born and bred. It'll be at Wembley Stadium on the 1st of June, and I cannot wait.
I can't either, and I'm not even from London. It's a special stadium, and now it's our pleasure to welcome 2 special guests who know it very well. And it is our pleasure to welcome 2 players who had many memorable nights in the UEFA Champions League, Joe Cole and Eric Abidal. Ça va?
Lovely to see you. Hello. Lovely to see you both.
Welcome, gentlemen. Fantastic to have you here. Wembley is the special place where the final will take place this season. A couple of questions for you before you help out with the draw as well. Starting with you, Eric. Of course, you won this trophy at Wembley in 2011. Take us back there. What did it mean to play the final, win the final, and to do it at one of the most iconic arenas on the planet?
So first of all, good afternoon. It was great memories for us as a club, as a team. Of course, very difficult to achieve. But Champions League is always special. Yeah. This stadium was amazing, the city amazing. I think it's the best place to host the Champions League final again.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's a good endorsement of Wembley. I mean, Joe, you've played there so many times for club and country, and it is that iconic venue. It's the home of English football. There's a reason why it has the X factor, and you're here to tell us what it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's very romantic, especially for English players. You know, I remember I played at the old Wembley as well, and I used to live not far from it and used to sneak in when I didn't have my ticket. So
Really?
Yes, and I'm very, very...
we'll let you off.
Yeah, very excited to welcome the whole of Europe to Wembley.
Yeah, absolutely, as we all are. Thank you, guys. Lovely to have you here. Are you ready for the draw? Nerves of steel? You know this is a big job.
It's a big job, yeah. I mean, it's a privilege to be working here with UEFA, and like I said, I just want favourable draws for all the English teams, and I'll be happy.
And all the other teams as well, obviously. Good luck, guys. We'll let you take your place at the draw table.
Yeah, please do. We're almost ready to start with a draw, but of course we need a couple of gentlemen who are very experienced in these matches. They'll be leading the technical procedures especially, and that is, of course, UEFA Deputy General Secretary Giorgio Marchetti and Tobias Hedstuck, the UEFA Head of Club Competitions. Good evening, gentlemen. Great to have you here at the Grimaldi Forum in Monaco. Giorgio, I hand over the floor to you.
Thank you very much, Pedro, and good evening to all of you, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of UEFA, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to this much-anticipated UEFA Champions League group stage draw, which sees us back in Monaco for the first time since 2019 to kick off a new European season. In just a few moments, we will shape the 8 groups that the 32 best clubs in Europe will have to battle through, the matchups that will set our hearts racing, and the stories that will be written in the new chapter of this great competition. We will witness, as usual, the clash of titans, the emergence of underdogs, and the beauty of the game in its purest form. Although they have bespoke histories and traditions, stepping onto this stage, all 32 clubs and their players will share the same dream of engraving their name into the Wall of Fame as champions of Europe at the majestic Wembley Stadium on 1st of June 2024. As you know, this is a special season as it will drop the curtain on the glorious era of the current format, which has brought us so many unforgettable moments for 25 years, elevating the competition to the pinnacle of club football. And when we will reopen next year, a new exciting adventure will be waiting to delight and exciting even more football fans worldwide. As usual, warm welcome to all participating clubs and a special welcome to Union Berlin and Royal Antwerp, who are experiencing the UEFA Champions League for the very first time in their history. We wish all clubs and everyone here, of course, tonight, the very best of luck this season. We are ready for the draw, but first let's take a little moment for the technical procedure.
The 32 teams have been allocated to 4 pots in accordance with the following principles. Pot 1 will comprise the UEFA Champions League title holder, Manchester City, and the UEFA Europa League title holder, Sevilla FC, as well as the domestic champions of Spain, Italy, Germany, France, Portugal, and Netherlands. The remaining 24 teams have been split into 3 pots based on their position in the UEFA Club Coefficient Rankings. Clubs from the same country cannot be drawn in the same group. Because the same number of UEFA Champions League matches are played on both Tuesdays and Wednesdays, the groups are divided into 2 colours, red for groups A to D and blue for groups E to H. The red groups will play on one match night and the blue groups will play on the other. This will apply on all match days. For TV coverage reasons, every 2 teams from one country are paired in order to be split into the red and blue groups. The teams of Pot 1 will be drawn first. A ball will be drawn at random and opened to display the name. The team drawn is placed in the first available group in alphabetical order from A to H, as indicated by the computer and in accordance with the established principles. For example, if the team drawn has all 8 options from A to H available, it will be automatically allocated to Group A. If the team drawn has 4 options available, from E to H for example, it will be automatically allocated to Group E, and so on. This procedure will be repeated until all the teams in Pot 1 have been allocated to the 8 groups. For Pot 2, a ball will be drawn at random and opened to display the name. The computer will then show which groups are available for this club in accordance with the established principles such as country protection and TV pairings. A draw will then be made to determine which of these available groups the club is assigned to. It must be noted that the number of options available to a team depends not only on the team's own attributes and those of the teams already drawn, but also on the attributes of the other teams still to be drawn. This is due to the computer calculations needed to anticipate all possible scenarios and to prevent any deadlock situation. Once the 8 teams from Pot 2 have each been allocated to a group, the same procedure will apply for Pots 3 and 4 to complete all the groups. Once the draw procedure has been completed, a computer draw will determine the final positions of the teams within the 8 groups, as the position in the group determines the match schedule. The match calendar will be released on Saturday morning at the latest.
So now we know how it all works. Let's take a look at the teams in pot 1. So this pot features all the top-seeded teams. So as you would expect, some real powerhouses of European football, like the holders Manchester City, Serie A winners Napoli, and UEFA Europa League winners Sevilla, who are one of 5 Spanish teams in today's draw. I can't wait for it to get started. We're all waiting. Giorgio, we're ready. Over to you.
Yes, nobody can wait, Pedro, so there is no time to waste. I will quickly shuffle the balls, and then it will not be me, but of course the capable hands of our legend, Joe Cole, will tell us which of these 8 clubs will top each of the groups. So, Joe, it's in your hands. So we go with the first team, the first group.
Bayern Munich.
So we start with Bayern Munich. And of course, Bayern, the first team drawn, we will allocate in alphabetical order the teams from pot 1. So they go into group A. So one team is allocated, Bayern. Yes, Joe, please. The 6-time winners and unbeaten in a record streak of 34 group stage matches. So let's see if someone will manage to beat them in this group stage.
Sevilla.
And we continue with Sevilla, the winners of the UEFA Europa League last year. Sevilla can go into Group B, the second group. Yes, the best result of Sevilla was in 2058 and 2018, where they reached the quarterfinals. Now it's the 4th successive season which can see Sevilla, but the next club is ready.
Napoli.
And the next club is Napoli. They go to Group C, the champions of Serie A, winners of the tournament after a fantastic run last year, not only in Serie A, but also the Champions League. They did very well. Excellent performance up to the quarterfinals and scoring the top number of goals in group stage, 20 goals.
Benfica.
Now the Portuguese champions, Benfica. Group D can, of course, accommodate Benfica. We're ready to see the next one. They won 2 titles in their history, 61 and 62. And they participated 43 times in this competition. They are only second.
Feyenoord.
So the Dutch champions this time. Group E is the group of Feyenoord. Winners also of 1 title back in 1970. Actually, the first Dutch club having won this trophy.
Paris Saint-Germain.
And we have now Paris Saint-Germain, champions of France, Group F for the finalists of 2020. 12 successive seasons in the UEFA Champions League group stage, where they scored at least 1 goal in the last 44 matches in group stage.
Manchester City.
And here they are, the title holders of Manchester City. Group G is the group of City. Title holders, unbeaten last season, with the top scorer of the tournament, Erling Haaland. So let's see who will challenge. We will see later who will challenge Manchester City now. But first we have to complete the last group.
Barcelona.
And we go with the FC Barcelona, Group H for Barcelona, which means that that's all for pot 1.
Thank you, Georgia. Thank you, gentlemen. We now have our first teams in their groups, so let's take a look at the clubs in pot 2. Oh, it all looks so good, doesn't it, already? And they haven't even been drawn yet. 8 more teams set to discover their fate, including record Champions League winners Real Madrid, last year's finalists Inter, and Premier League side Arsenal, who returned to the competition after a 6-year absence. So let's find out who they'll be facing. Back to you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Rajmin. So now the responsibility becomes very obvious. Joe, you'll start putting teams against other teams. So let's see what you will deliver for this group stage. Pot number 2, 8 big clubs and 8 groups where we start competition, see the competition take shape.
Borussia Dortmund.
So the first team of pot 2 is Borussia Dortmund. And for Borussia Dortmund, we have 4 possible options, all blue groups from E to H. Now we're preparing the balls for this draw. Borussia were winners of the title in 1997, appearing in the UEFA Champions League group stage 12 times out of the last 13 seasons. Now we will see from the hands of Eric where Borussia Dortmund will play this season.
Group F.
Group F. And in Group F, Borussia Dortmund will find Paris Saint-Germain. So the first clash of titans, yes please Joe, is ready for us. We have a second team ready to come out. And that is
Arsenal.
Arsenal. After a few years of absence, Arsenal are back to the stage. We can allocate Arsenal to 6 groups. It's A, B, C, D, E, and H. So everything is possible for these groups, except of course the group where we have Manchester City. So Arsenal were finalists in 2006. It was a great season for them, where they created the record for the most successive Champions League clean sheets, 10 in the same season, still unbeaten.
Group B.
B. So Arsenal is coming back in Group B, and they will face Sevilla FC. We can go ahead. Yes, please. Go ahead with the third team for another group.
Atletico Madrid.
Club Atlético de Madrid. Let's see. Atletico de Madrid can play in 2 of the groups, Group E or Group G. The 3 times finalists of the UEFA Champions League and the European Champions Cup, of course. Last time it was in 2016. But for 11 successive years now they've been appearing in Champions League.
Group E.
Group E for Atletico de Madrid, where they will find the Dutch champions of Feyenoord. We go ahead, another one. Let's see who's coming up.
Manchester United.
Manchester United. We have 3 possibilities for Manchester United, Group A, Group C, or Group D. United have appeared 25 times in the UEFA Champions League group stage. It's the English record, and played 238 matches there. Only 3 clubs have more than Manchester United.
Group A.
So Manchester United joins Bayern München in Group A. We're ready? We can go ahead. We have another one. Another exciting clash ready to be shown.
RB Leipzig.
Leipzig. RB Leipzig can be drawn into the 4 remaining groups, groups C, D, G, or H. At the 5th successive appearance, Leipzig. Best result of this club was the semi-final in 2020. What we call the special COVID edition. We played the last stages in a tournament in Portugal.
Group G.
The group of Leipzig is Group G. Leipzig will find again, that's not a new clash. Leipzig will find again Manchester City in Group G, title holders versus RB Leipzig. There are still 3 clubs which need to be drawn. And one is
Inter Milan.
Inter Milano. So for Inter, we don't have any alternative. Inter can only be allocated to Group D. So the finalists of last year, 3 times winners of the UEFA Champions League. Inter did quite well last year in this competition with 5 clean sheets in 7 Champions League knockout matches.
FC Porto.
FC Porto. FC Porto is also automatically allocated to a group, no options, no alternative options possible. The group is H. So Porto is joining FC Barcelona in Group H at their 27th participation in the UEFA Champions League group stage. They are joint 3rd, all-time 3rd, together with Bayern.
Real Madrid.
And now, of course, Real Madrid, and for Real Madrid, we have Group C, and in Group C, Real Madrid will find Napoli. That's all for pot number 2.
So another 8 teams drawn, some huge mouthfuls and clashes. Pedro and I have been looking at this, haven't we?
Yeah.
Munich, Manchester, Napoli, Real Madrid, Sevilla, Arsenal as well. It's looking very, very good indeed.
Yeah, and we're only halfway through. So let's take a look at the teams in pot 3 now, as they'll be discovering their Champions League fate. All right, 8 more teams discovering who will they be playing in this season's UEFA Champions League group stage. And this pot includes the likes of Ukrainian champions Shakhtar Donetsk and 1991 winners Crvena Zvezda, Red Star Belgrade. Giorgio, over to you.
Yes, and the excitement is mounting as we see more now of how the teams will play this new season. Joe, you can start with one team. First of pot number 3.
Shakhtar Donetsk.
And the team is the champions of Ukraine, Shakhtar Donetsk. We can allocate Shakhtar Donetsk to any of the 8 groups. We don't need to put any condition. So they can be allocated anywhere at this stage. Quarterfinalists of 2011 and 13 participations in the last 14 seasons, which shows the Shakhtar Donetsk is an established partner of this competition. And in a few seconds, we will see in which group Shakhtar Donetsk will feature.
Group H.
Group H means that Shakhtar Donetsk will take a challenge to Barcelona and FC Porto. Another team, please, Joe.
Red Star Belgrade.
So, Crvena Zvezda, I think you went the shortcut, Joe.
Yeah.
But we have to do the job. Crvena Zvezda is the name of this glorious club from Belgrade, winners in '91, and also for Red Star or Crvena Zvezda, we don't have any conditions. So 7 groups are available from A to G. Winners of the edition 1991, so when they lifted the trophy, and they are back after the season 1920 here. It's the first Serbian club to qualify directly to the group stage without going through qualifications in summer.
Group G.
Group G. So Crvena Zvezda will face in Group G Manchester City and RB Leipzig. So next one.
PSV Eindhoven.
PSV Eindhoven. They can be allocated to 4 of the remaining groups, groups A, B, C, D. Eindhoven, they were winners in 1988. Now they coming straight from the hard-fought playoff with Rangers. And for PSV Eindhoven, this is the group.
Group B.
B. And B means that the other teams facing Eindhoven for the time being are Sevilla and Arsenal. So fifth, another team from pot number 3 for another group.
AC Milan.
Milan. So Milan, 7-time winners. They have 2 options, Milan, Group E or Group F. Semi-finalists of last season. So Group E or Group F for Milan. Let's see which one of the 2.
Group F.
Group F, and in Group F, Milan will find Paris Saint-Germain and Borussia Dortmund. We have gone through 4 of the teams of this pot number 3. We're ready to see how the other 4 teams will complete the remaining groups. Still big challenges ahead of us.
FC Salzburg.
So from Austria, the champions of Austria, Salzburg, 3 groups are possible for Salzburg, A, C, and D. Salzburg made the round of 16 2 seasons ago, in 2022. Now they are their 5th consecutive participation. And interestingly, never lost the opening game. This competition.
Group D.
Group D. Group D is the group of Salzburg, together with Benfica and Internazionale Milano. 3 teams. Let's go one less. And the one less is the following one.
SS Lazio.
Lazio. For Lazio, we don't have many options, only one. The option is Group E. So we have to put Lazio in Group E, where they find Feyenoord and Atletico Madrid. Good, we can go ahead. Let's see Lazio playing in this group. The last time in Champions League they were unbeaten in group phase. It was 2021.
FC Copenhagen.
And now Copenhagen also straight on the playoff matches played against Rakov Czestochowa. Copenhagen are the champions of Denmark, and they have 2 options that are currently being drawn by Erika Vidal, Group A or Group C. Only Danish clubs having reached the knockout stage in the past. Copenhagen, and they
Group
go
A.
to A, together with Bayern and with Manchester United. So only one is left, I think everybody knows, and there is one group which is ready to receive this club. So we go now with
SC Braga.
SC Braga from Portugal. The last group is Group C, so we allocate Braga to Group C together with Napoli and Real Madrid.
Thank you. 24 teams down, 8 to go. And Reshman, you pointed out a couple of groups after the second pot. I'm going to point out a couple as well. Sevilla, Arsenal, PSV Eindhoven, Benfica, Internazionale Salzburg, and of course PSG, Borussia Dortmund, and AC Milan. Just a few of the fantastic pools that we're looking at for now.
So exciting, this stage, isn't it? It's just getting hotter and hotter, all of the groups, but there are still 8 more teams wanting to find out who they will be playing. So let's take a look at the clubs in the 4th and final pot. Yeah, a really interesting pot, isn't it? The 8 teams in pot 4, they include Champions League debutants Union Berlin and Royal Antwerp, as well as the 1967 winners and Scottish champions, of course, Celtic. It is time now then to conclude the draw. Let's see who they get. Gentlemen, back to you.
Yes, and for the last time, we shuffle the balls. And this draw will tell us all about the UEFA Champions League 23-24 group stage. Joe, up to you. First team to complete a group.
Real Sociedad.
That's Real Sociedad. Spain. So Real Sociedad has 4 possible groups. Group A, Group D, F, or G. Real Sociedad, who made the semi-final back in 1983 and appeared the last time in Champions League group stage in 2013-2014.
Group D.
So the group of Real Sociedad is D. First group to be completed with Benfica, Internazionale, Salzburg and Real Sociedad. Joe? second group to be completed.
Newcastle United.
Newcastle United FC. We have 3 possible groups for Newcastle, E, F or H. At the second group stage appearance, 21 years ago was last time the Newcastle competed in the UEFA Champions League, season 2002-2003. Now, let's see where they will go.
Group F.
Group F, which looks like a real iron group: Paris Saint-Germain, Borussia Dortmund, AC Milan, and Newcastle United. So we have another team for another group.
Galatasaray.
Now it's the turn of the Turkish champions of Galatasaray. We can draw Galatasaray in any of the 6 remaining groups, A, B, C, E, G or H. Galatasaray is the only Turkish club having won a UEFA club competition. They did it with the UEFA Cup and the Super Cup in 2000. Last time in group stage of Champions League it was 2019-2020.
Group A.
Group A is the group of Galatasaray together with the Bayern, with Manchester United and FC Copenhagen. We can go to the next one, next team.
Union Berlin.
FC Union Berlin. First time in Champions League for Union Berlin. 2 groups for German, the club from the German capital. Group B or Group C. And they become the 15th German club to appear in the Champions League. Germany has more than any other nations.
Group C.
C. Napoli, Real Madrid, Sporting Club Braga, and Union Berlin. Another one, we are halfway through, pot number 4, so very close to the end, very close to know everything.
Young Boys.
Young Boys, BC Young Boys, Swiss champions, Group E, Group G, or Group H are possible for Young Boys, who made the semi-final back in 1959. But in the last 3 seasons, they've been here 2 times. It was a group of young boys.
Group G.
Group G for IB, Manchester City, Leipzig, Crvena Zvezda, and Young Boys. So also this group is now complete. 3 teams to go.
Lens.
RC Lens. Lens. And for Lens, we don't have alternatives. Only Group B is possible for Lens, together with Sevilla, Arsenal, and PSV Eindhoven. Only 2 teams. Joe, please. Tell us which is the first one. Group E and Group H are waiting for the full lineup.
Celtic.
So, first is Celtic. It's indifferent, Group E or Group H, so we have to draw for the Scottish champions, winners of the 1967 final in Lisbon, and the only Scottish club having won this trophy. Celtic will join
Group E.
Group E, together with Feyenoord, with Atletico Madrid, and with SS Lazio. So only one ball, last name, and we will make sure that everything has been done correctly. And the last name is
Royal Antwerp.
the name of a debutant in group stage, Royal Antwerp FC, champions of Belgium. They join Group H, where they find Barcelona, FC Porto, and FC Shakhtar Donetsk. And this is all for the group stage of this season's UEFA Champions League.
It is indeed. The 32 clubs have been drawn. A lot of excitement throughout. I could hear the reactions here in the room, I'm sure on social media as well. Football fans around the world sharing the groups, sharing already some of the anticipation for these great games. Let's take a look at the group stage, then go through them in alphabetical order. Starting with Group A, we'll have Bayern Munich, Manchester United, Copenhagen, and Galatasaray. In B, it's Sevilla, Arsenal, PSV Eindhoven, and Lens. In Group C, we have Napoli, Real Madrid, Sporting Club Braga, and Union Berlin. And in D, it's Benfica, Internazionale Milano, Salzburg, and Real Sociedad.
Yeah, in Group E, it's Feyenoord, Club Atletico de Madrid, Lazio, and Celtic. If you're a traveling fan, you're really going to enjoy yourself in Group F because there are some iconic arenas in that one, aren't there? Paris Saint-Germain, Borussia Dortmund, AC Milan, and Newcastle United. Group G, it's Manchester City, the champions, Leipzig, Crvena Zvezda, and Young Boys. And in Group H, it's Barcelona, Porto, Shakhtar Donetsk, and Royal Antwerp.
There you have it.
What a debut for them.
Yeah, that's the lineup. Of course, we'd love to thank our special guests, Eric Abidal and Joe Cole, for your skillful handling of proceedings, and of course, Giorgio Marchetti and Tobias Hedgestuck as well. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Now, Reshman, of course, the draw may be done, but this award ceremony is far from over because now we're going to turn our attention to honoring some of the biggest stars in European football, past and present.
Yeah, absolutely. First up, though, it's the President's Award, and this goes to a former player or manager whose outstanding achievements, both on and off the field, have contributed to the success and development of the beautiful game. And joining us for this evening to present the award is the UEFA President himself, Alexander Chaperin.
Welcome, President. Great to see you. This is always a very special occasion in this ceremony. As Reshman mentioned, this award is about so much more than the goals you score or the trophies you win, right? It's about the power football has to inspire people around the world. And you know a lot about this because you've traveled around the world, participating in social responsibility projects, many of them around the UEFA Foundation for Children. So how important is it for football to set a good example, President?
I mean, football is so powerful that everybody follows football. Whatever happens in football, good or bad, is big. And UEFA Foundation for Children did a lot of fantastic projects all around the world. We're proud of it. So this award is not just football award. Yeah. You have to be more than just a top football player.
Yeah, and that's actually on that note. UEFA announced earlier in this week that the winner of the President's Award this year is the German footballing legend, Miroslav Klose, for so many reasons, like you say, on and off the field. Why specifically did you go for him?
I mean, we all know that Miroslav was a fantastic player, one of the best scorers of all times in any competition. But many don't know that he's a role model of fair play. I don't see many young players now that they say to the referee when they award them the penalty, it's not a penalty. I don't see many players scoring with their hands. Okay, we have VAR, but,
but they didn't then.
Saying it was not like that. So I admire Miroslav, and that's why he's the one.
All right, well, he'll be joining us on stage in just a moment. Let's first take a quick look back at his career for club and country.
Such an icon, such an incredible career as well. Absolutely deserving of the applause. Please welcome to the stage. You can give him another round of applause. The winner of the 2023 UEFA President's Award, Miroslav Klose. Lovely to meet you.
Stand on this side. This is for you. This is for you,
You take your place here, Miroslav.
There we go. We got the lineup. Miroslav, great to have you here. Congratulations, first of all. And this award, we know you scored so many goals throughout your career, but like the president was saying, it was about 2 moments specifically that really set an amazing example for fair play. One, when you were playing with Lazio against Napoli, a cross comes in, the ball hits your hand, goes in the net. This is before VAR, of course. Goal is awarded, but you said shouldn't count. What was going on in your mind throughout that process?
Basically, it was easy. I think it was a corner throw, and 2 players jumped up in the air, and I didn't want to clear it in the face and only protected myself. And then I got this ball to my hand. In the first moment, I didn't even know what had happened, because all of my teammates came to me and wanted to. But then the Napoli player, came, and what was wrong about it? And I perceived that I had a hand play. Until I actually came through to the referee. It took quite some time, but I said, I played with my hand, and this way it was obvious, clear to me. That was just an example for me.
What did your teammates and fans actually say to you after the game, Miroslav, when you actually took that decision to tell the referee that, look, this goal is not going to count? What was the reaction, the post-match reaction?
Well, it wasn't easy. The players, of course, said it was a 0-0. It would be great if we could lead by 1 point, because we need points and all those things. But to me, it was extremely important to play the role, to be the role model, and to lead a good example. Every player, every footballer, they want to strive what to do. They want to step in our shoes. So, and I should say not only about words, but it's about deeds. It's not about what you do.
There was another case of fair play with a penalty where you were involved, an incident where you turned it down, and I think we can see that now here on stage as well. How important is it, Miroslav, that footballers are an example when it comes to setting the standards of fair play? Because you're watched and followed by so many people around the world.
Well, that was something with Bremen, and that was in 2005. And that was for me the first example, actually. But what I feel inside, and this is why I'm so happy and so satisfied, and I have this intrinsic calm, because I know that many young children sit in front of the TV and see these examples, and everywhere I travel around the world, I get this feedback, and you will surely remember these fair play things. And this is much more important, sorry for that, more important than those trophies. I'm just honest.
Amazing to say that.
It's great to be so honest, Miroslav. And look, you had such a stellar career, top goal scorer in the World Cup finals. That record is still holding to this day. All-time goal scorer for the German men's national team as well. And of course, you won the World Cup. It just proves that honesty and integrity can lead to that level of success. So congratulations on your award today.
Thank you very much, Miroslav. Ladies and gentlemen, the UEFA President's Award winner 2023, Miroslav Klose.
Congratulations once again, Miroslav. Now, the President will stay with us for the next awards, all of which were voted by a jury composed of national and club coaches whose teams participated in UEFA competitions, and that's together with a group of journalists selected by the European sports media.
Indeed, what a wonderful collection of nominees as well. We can see some of their pictures here on stage. And in a moment, we'll be revealing the winner for our Men's and Women's Player of the Year. But first up, it's the Coaches Awards. President, if you could please reveal who the winner is of the UEFA Men's Coach of the Year.
UEFA Men's Coach of the Year is Pep Guardiola.
quite a special year for Pep Guardiola. Congratulations to him, the 2022-23 UEFA Men's Coach of the Year. Now, unfortunately, Pep couldn't be with us today. He's still recuperating from his recent surgery. Pep, we'll see you soon. We wish you all the best and a speedy recovery as well.
Indeed. Now, our next award is for the UEFA Women's Coach of the Year. President, if you could please reveal the name of the winner of this award.
The winner of the UEFA Women's Coach of the Year is Sarina Wigman.
You know, there was so much applause in this arena that she almost joined us early. But you know what? We'll give her the applause she deserves at the right time. Please welcome our UEFA Women's Coach of the Year, Sarina Wigman. Come and join us.
It's heavy. Be careful.
Thanks. Thank you very much.
Sarina, congratulations. You could feel a lot of love for you in this room, a lot of excitement for you winning this award. Now, we know you came up just short of the World Cup, but you did go into that tournament as European champion. Amazing run of results over the last 2 years, 2 major international finals in as many years. Tell us about this incredible run and how proud you are of this team.
Yeah, of course, I'm very proud of the team and the staff. And I think, it's very special what we've done. It's all about quality, players' quality, staff quality, and the FA who really supports us and gives us all the facilities to perform. And then it comes to connections and growth and clarity, I think.
It was fantastic seeing England progress in the World Cup. We saw you having to tinker with your team and the system and enforced substitutions because of injuries and things like that. It was just brilliant to see how the team grew in the competition. But you also made history this year with England winning the Finalissima. But your record as England manager is quite incredible. I've got here 39 matches, 30 wins, just 2 losses. What do you put that down to? What's sort of the special sort of formula that makes this all tick?
Well, I'm not really into the statistics. I'm just trying to become better every day with the team. And what I just said is quality of the team and being connected and have a great staff and facilities. And we're just trying to become better every day. And of course, there's a lot of work in that, and how we want to play and how we want to train, how we want to treat each other, and have an environment where everyone really can grow, and then give clarity about roles and responsibilities. And that really works so far.
I did want to pick up on what you said now and the personal element of the inspiration that you've been to a lot of women around the world in your career. You played when you were small, you were a PE teacher, then you make it to a coach, and then 2-time European champion. When you look back, do you realize the impact that you've had in women's football, and what does that mean to you as well, looking at this journey?
Yeah, it means so much to me. The World Cup now every record was broken, and I'm the lucky one who played the World Cup in '88 as a player. That was unofficial at that time. And I thought, wow, that would be really great if we can, if I could do that more. But as a player, I never did. And now, of course, I was at the World Cup with England. And the growth of the game, the things that have changed from then till now is just incredible. And I just really enjoy being part of it and have a little contribution.
It's a huge contribution, Sarina, and it is the reason why you're here. You're the UEFA Women's Coach of the Year. Massive congratulations to you. Thank you for joining us here in Monaco this evening.
Can I have a message, please?
Of course you can.
Thank you. Well, first of all, thanks everyone for voting, especially, of course, colleagues. It's really special, and I'm very honored. Also, thanks to everyone who's involved with the Lionesses. Of course, the team, the incredible team, players and staff, and the support from the FA. But it also feels a little different. We all know the issues around the Spanish team, and it really hurts me as a coach, as a mother of 2 daughters, as a wife, and as a human being. And it shows, we just talked about '88, the game has grown so much, but there's also still a long way to go in women's football and in society. And I would like to dedicate this award to the Spanish team, the team that played on the World Cup such great football that everyone enjoyed. I was going to ask you to give this applause afterwards, but this team deserves to be celebrated and deserves to be listened to, and I'm going to give them again a big applause, and I hope you will join me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wonderful message. Thank you very much, Serena. Important message as well. Thank you for joining us.
Congratulations.
You are allowed to take
Thank you
your
so
seat
much.
again. Thank you.
Well-deserved award. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are on to our last two awards. First up, it's a UEFA Women's Player of the Year. Here are the top 3 nominees.
Three incredible world-class talents with the sort of footballing ability us mere mortals like myself and Pedro can only dream of. This is a pretty big trophy. It's pretty heavy as well. So, President, if you could reveal the winner of the UEFA Women's Player of the Year.
As fast as possible. Huh? The Women's Player of the Year is Aitana Bonmati. Now we change, huh? I think we change.
Give it to Pedro.
I think I give it there.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations again.
Congratulations to Aitana. And we'll...
Here?
Yeah, it's fine here. It's fine here. Please, Aitana. There we go.
Join us here. Okay, we will be talking to you in just a moment. But before we do, it's time to... reveal 3 more sublime footballers with quite literally the world at their feet. Let's take a look at the nominees for the Men's Player of the Year award.
Those are the top 3 nominees. President, if you could please reveal the name of the winner of the UEFA Men's Player of the Year award.
Men's Player of the Year is Erling Haaland.
Hello, congratulations.
Congratulations, Aitana and Erling. Thank you, President. Amazing accomplishments by both of you. I wanted to start with a question to Aitana, and I'll do it in Spanish. Enhorabuena, primero.
Gracias, thank you.
una temporada increíble para ti personalmente,
so
pero como equipo también,
season
tanto club
for your
como
team,
país. ¿Cómo te
for
sientes
your
ahora
country.
con este,
How do
con
you
este
feel
trofeo?
now with this trophy?
Buenas tardes a todos.
Nada,
en primer lugar,
thanks
me gustaría
very much.
felicitar a todas
I
las
would like to
nominadas
congratulate
y
to all the
decir que para mí es un
nominees.
orgullo y un privilegio estar aquí en el día de hoy.
And I'm very proud today because we celebrate our success in the last season. And I would like to share this award with my teammates because I wouldn't be here without them.
Con gente maravillosa, con gente
There are also
espectacular que me
wonderful
hace mejor
people,
cada día,
spectacular
así como
people.
también
This is
el
why
club
I would
y
also
todo el
like to
staff con el
mention
que
them.
juego, ¿no? Soy una privilegiada. Muchas gracias.
I am very privileged and I had a lot of
Y como
good luck.
dijiste, en los últimos como 12 meses eran increíbles para ti. El
So the
mundial
last
es
12 months
historia
were
por el
incredible
equipo,
for you, for
nacional,
your
de
team and
España.
for your national team of Spain.
Ganaste, no sé cómo se dice en español.
Did you
Golden
win?
Ball.
Ganaste
Sí, de pelota
Balón de oro
Sí,
también, el Champions también y jugador de la temporada en la
and
Champions
also
y
the player of the
también en España.
season
Y tú tienes
in
esos
Spain.
trofeos como
So you got those
con tu equipo
trophies
y individual.
together,
También.
but
¿Cómo
they are
lo
your
haces?
individual
¿Cómo
merit, but
mantienes
also your
tu
team
nivel en dos
merit.
maneras?
How do you keep up your level?
Bien, siempre me gusta decir que soy una persona
like to
y
say
jugadora a la vez, muy ambiciosa, muy
that I am very
inconformista,
ambitious.
siempre quiero más y creo que
I always
esto
want more.
es algo que me define muy bien y que me ha llegado que me
And
ha
this
hecho
is what
llegar hasta
has
aquí, ¿no?
taken me
También
here.
tengo la suerte, como he dicho antes, de jugar en un club espectacular que me da
I play in a
oportunidades,
spectacular
que me da también
team.
la oportunidad de jugar con las mejores jugadoras del mundo
And I play
y
with
que
the
me hace
best, one of
ser cada
the,
día
some of the
mejor.
best players
Por lo
of the
tanto,
world.
soy una privilegiada.
And this makes me so
Por último,
privileged.
también
And I would also
agradecer
like
mucho
to
las
say,
palabras de Sarina. Creo que es
Sarina,
un gran detalle por su parte
words,
porque
Sarina's
nos
words
han sido
I liked very much.
momentos muy
Because
muy
there
buenos
are
ahora en el fútbol
moments
español.
that are good.
Venimos de ganar
But
el
they
mundial,
aren't so good for the
pero,
Spanish team
no se
now.
está hablando mucho de ello porque han pasado cosas que no me
Yes,
gustaría
they
dejar
have
pasar.
seen things that
Y me
I wouldn't
gustaría
like to see,
recordar un poco
or
lo que-
I wouldn't
lo
like
que
to
ha
experience
pasado.
them.
Creo
That
que
what has happened,
como
we all
sociedad
know.
no debemos permitir
These are things we can't
que
allow
que
ourselves.
se haga abuso de poder en una relación laboral, así como
That
también faltas
somebody
de respeto, así que
does an
me
abuse
gustaría
of
que
their
desde mi
power in
compañera
a work
Jenny, a todas las
relationship.
mujeres que sufren lo mismo,
So to all
estamos
the
con
women,
vosotras.
we
Y nada,
are
espero que
united
sigamos
and
trabajando
we
para que esta
hope
sociedad
that
mejore.
they will do their best work so that these things don't happen again.
Thank you.
Erling, we're coming over to you. Congratulations, first of all. Second individual award in a week. And your first season at Manchester City, I mean, it's difficult to have wanted more, right? 4 trophies. You're so young and you've won so much already. How are you feeling right now? How is it all seeming to you?
Yeah, of course, I feel good. What more can I say? I won the treble as 22 years old, and yeah, I'm kind of living the dream. This was my dream when I was young, so to be able to do this together with my teammates is something special, of course. So I'm really happy, and it also gives me so much motivation to keep on working to achieve more of the trophy that just stood there, and of course these are also really nice. So so yeah, it's free motivation, and I'm so happy.
The fact that you're so motivated is quite scary for opposition defences. And all of last season, every single game we covered of Manchester City, the question was, how do you stop Erling Haaland? I mean, 52 goals is incredible. How do you stop Erling Haaland? You're going to tell us that? No, of course you're not.
You shouldn't ask me this. You should
I'm
ask
not
someone
asking
else.
that. Okay, so I'm not going to ask you that. I knew you wouldn't going to tell me anyway. So the question is, how do you keep that level up next season? Because you're going to want the same, you're going to want more. Can you do it?
I'll do my best, of course. But I mean, as I said, it's motivation. It's about keeping the head clear, and I think even more eyes will be on me and the team now after winning the Champions League and everything. So we have to be more prepared. We have to be more sharper and everything. So For me, it's motivation, and I'm ready to try. I'm ready to do my best to have a new great season.
You know, you're surrounded by strong footballing figures, strong influences in the dressing room as well. I mean, we saw after, I think, the first game of the season, Pep, I mean, he's not here today to defend himself, but he was, going on at you. Why did you do that? Why did you do that? Your dad's here as well. We see him all, everywhere. Who are you more scared of, your dad or Pep?
Good question. Sometimes Pep is a bit scary, I have to say. But again, my father also can be a bit scary. But anyways, this is something I like. I like when Pep shouts at me. Because he tries to get something in my brain that he don't think I have. So I like it. So I'm not complaining at all. He just wants to make me a better footballer. So I'm not complaining at all. And my father and me, we argue a lot. We have a lot of good moments together. So I'm not complaining there either.
It's all in the right direction, isn't it?
Very honest answer as well. Love that. Aitana, una rápida finalmente para ti. ¿Es posible ganar la Champions otra vez?
Can you win again? Well, obviously, yes. We will fight for it.
Congratulations. Fantastic to have so much talent here on stage with us.
Absolutely.
Tonight.
Thank you so much. Huge congratulations to you both. You've had so much success last season. I wish you all the best in the campaign going forward. Ladies and gentlemen, the UEFA Women's and Men's Players of the Year, Aitana Bonmati and Erling Haaland.
Well deserved.
Yeah, don't move just yet, guys,
minute.
because we are at the end of tonight's show. We want to keep you here because everyone wants to see you up here with your wonderful trophies. It's been such a lovely night. A big thank you goes to the UEFA President, Alexander Ceferin, and to everyone's here, all our special guests this evening.
Definitely. The UEFA Champions League group stage kicks off on the 19th of September already, so not long to wait now. And of course, we wish all of the clubs participating in this season's competition the very best of luck.
Yeah, absolutely. From Pedro and myself and everyone on stage to everyone here in Monaco and everyone watching all over the world as well. Thank you so much for joining us and good night.
Good night. Thank you.